Luxury fashion icons. Behind the scenes with high-end designers. Hey there, welcome back to Luxury Brands Enthusiast, where we explore the glamorous world of luxury fashion. The fashion industry has always been studded with big names and bigger personalities whose struggle stories and personal lives have been nothing short of fascinating. They always say that it is only through the life of a great man, or woman for that matter, that great art is created. Every big name in the fashion industry, from Coco Chanel to Christian Dior, has had fairly interesting personal lives and even more intriguing stories about how they became big names in fashion. Let's take a trip through some of the behind scenes with these high-end designers, but before we start, smash the like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. So let's get started. First up, Coco Chanel. Famous for timeless designs, trademark suits, and little black dresses, the famous fashion designer, Coco Chanel is a true epitome of creativity. She is a self-made woman. Chanel was raised in an orphanage and taught to sew. She had a diminutive career as a singer before opening her first clothes shop in 1910. In the year the 1920s, she launched her first perfume made of natural extracts and artificial essence named Chanel No. 5 worldwide, and in the year 1926, she designed and introduced the little black dress, which was later named Chanel's Ford by French Vogue. Coco Chanel is majorly known for introducing the concept of using jersey fabric to create and embellish clothing for women's undergarments. Chanel is the only fashion designer who features on Time magazine's list of the 100 most influential people of the 20th century. Today, Chanel stands among one of the world's top brands in fashion. Moving on to the next, Louis Vuitton. Being the second oldest luxury brand that is still operating today, it's no surprise that Louis Vuitton has been one of the most valuable luxury brands in the world for decades. The story of Louis Vuitton started almost 2 centuries ago, when the founder was born in 1821 in a small village in the east of France, called Inchy. Louis Vuitton was born into a working-class family, and when Louis was 10 years old, his mother passed away, his father soon remarried, and his new stepmother was one of the reasons Louis decided to leave his hometown. In 1935, at only 13, Louis started his 2-year-long journey of traveling to Paris. Finally arriving in Paris, he was 16 years old, and soon got the opportunity to apprentice at the successful box-making and packing workshop of Monsieur Marichal, where he ended up working for 17 years. Quickly Louis gained a reputation as being one of the best in this field. In 1854, opened his own box-making and packing workshop in Paris. With his own workshop, he started making his own creations and designs. In 1858, the business gained even more popularity with the introduction of rectangular trunks. For another 20 years, Louis Vuitton kept creating innovative, high-quality luggage, until he passed away when he was 70, in 1892. Louis Vuitton remains one of the most popular luxury brands in the world, and we don't see this changing anytime soon. Our next stop is Christian Dior. Christian Dior lived a life full of unexpected changes, from extreme wealth and abundance to dire poverty and homelessness. He was born on the 21st of January 1905 in Granville, France. His family later moved to the bustling city of Paris. His father Alexandre Dior was the owner of a highly successful fertilizer manufacturer, and thanks to that Dior family lived a happy, comfortable life, at least for some time. Young Christian always passionate with art, but his father wanted him to be a diplomat. So in 1925, he enrolled at the prestigious École des Sciences Politiques. In 1928, he graduated as a diplomat in political science, and after 23-year-old Dior found his way back to the creative world. He opened a small art gallery with his father's money, but in 1931, the unimaginable happened. Both Christian's mother and older brother passed away, and due to the Great Depression, his father lost control of the family business and Christian had to close his gallery. Because of financial issues, Christian sold his gallery and his apartment and had to sleep on a friend's floor, but his darkest days were yet to come. Due to his poor diet and subpar living conditions, Christian contracted tuberculosis and spent a year in recovery, but Dior was a survivor. Once healed, he found new ways to make money and he started selling his fashion sketches. Later he was offered a job as a design assistant with Paris-based courtier Robert Pichouet until he was called up for military service in 1940. After returning from the military, he worked hard, became successful, and expanded his business to the world. Even though the designer passed away in 1957, the designs made during his life left a lasting impression on the fashion world. Next, Hermes. After losing most of his family, this boy set out to create a fashion empire. Thierry Hermès was born in 1801 to an innkeeper, who earned him French citizenship. His family encouraged his interest in leatherworking. After losing all 6 family members to disease or war, Thierry moved to France for a new start. As an orphan, he took care of himself in France. Later he opened up his saddle and harness shop on Grands Boulevard at 25. Thierry Hermès founded the company in 1837 when he began producing horse harnesses on Rue Basse du Rempart. This was a significant change, and as society transitioned from carriages to traps, he jumped at that opportunity. Also, he developed his business by building upon one strength, a stitch that could only be done by hand. Later, when his business succeeded, he indulged in the craftsmanship of trunks, handbags, and zippers, but after some long decades of harness making, Thierry passed away in 1878 at the age of 77. After his death, his son Charles-Émile took over his place and this business moved from generation to generation through decades. It didn't take long for Hermès's excellent reputation to spread throughout the world. Later, the company started selling leather goods, furniture, fragrances, jewelry, ties, watches, and new scarf designs. I guess that's what happens when you have 6 generations of creative visionaries adding their 2 cents to the company. Finally, Vera Wang. Vera Ellen Wang was born on June 27, 1949, in New York City. Her parents are both immigrants from China who came to America in the mid-1940s. Her mother was a translator for the United Nations and her father owned a medicine company. Vera Wang is proof that it is never too late to start making it big. This fantastic female entrepreneur grew her simple bridal boutique into a fashion empire that is famous across different countries. From a tender age, Vera had her mother to look up to as a source of fashion inspiration. From working at the Yves Saint Laurent store during college summers, Vera went on to work at Vogue as one of the youngest ever fashion editors. Then she moved on to Ralph Lauren and it took 2 years for her to start a dress design of her own. This was while planning her wedding ceremony. Vera then opened her boutique in 1990, which included bridal gowns and evening wear, before expanding into homeware, eyewear, and jewelry. It took designing her wedding dress at 40 for Vera to break into the fashion industry. While others may have become overnight successes, she struggled client by client on a passionate trip toward achieving her goals, and as a result, Vera Wang's name is worth more than $1 billion and she is without a doubt one of the world's leading dress designers. And that concludes our fascinating journey into the world of luxury fashion designers. We hope you enjoyed the journey and felt a sense of luxury as we did while creating this video. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay connected with luxury brand enthusiasts.